Conservation and sustainability have become two of the most critical imperatives of the 21st century, driven by the increasing need for cost control and scarcity of natural resources such as energy and water. Gridplex Networks, a small startup on the outskirts of Philadelphia, has developed a unique solution with a promise to empower small businesses and communities of energy users around the world to implement their own agendas to conserve energy and water and to reduce their carbon footprint easily and inexpensively. Gridplex Networks uses SAP Business by Design to integrate business management functions across their diverse team of employees and contractors throughout the United States as well as in India. And they've also used the Business by Design platform to build an application to empower SMBs to conserve energy and water, save money, and contribute to building more sustainable communities. So we're here with Larry Silverman. Larry is an MIT-trained scientist. He's the chairman and founder of Gridplex Technology. And Larry, tell us about your company.
Well, Gridplex is a small company, but we've got a big idea. Our goal is to enable everyone to conserve their use of energy and water and to live in a more sustainable world.
So energy conservation and resource management are pervasive problems. How do these problems lead you to build what you've built here at Gridplex?
Well, most people nowadays want to conserve energy, want to save money, want to live more sustainably, but there are very few tools available that let them do that. What we have done at Gridplex is to develop an adaptive, intelligent automation system that essentially, given some initial instructions by the user, does all the work for them. It's a set it and forget it system. It's something that they don't have to change their behavior. They don't have to live with uncomfortable temperatures. And yet, the system operates automatically in the background, and it shows them how much it's saved for them in dollars and cents, how much it's reduced their carbon footprint, and how it's helped them to be more green and sustainable.
So you wanted a SaaS solution, and you needed an ERP solution, an enterprise resource planning solution, so that you could integrate business management functions across your global team. What led you to Business by Design, and did you look at other choices first?
Well, we did a requirement specification of what we thought our needs were going to be over the next 5 years. And when we looked at that, it was very clear, number one, that we needed a SaaS solution if we were going to scale adequately. Number two, that we needed something that was capable of operating in different countries and different cultures. And number three, we needed something that was very straightforward and simple. And we did a survey of available solutions, and we came to the conclusion that SAP by Design was the only one that met all of our requirements.
What were some of the elements of SAP Business by Design that led you to choose that?
We wanted to have a solution that would enable us to grow and to establish a presence in multiple countries with different teams operating, and some of them with different languages and different currencies, but where we were able to have a single repository of data that everyone could go to, where they could easily and inexpensively access the information that was needed.
Can you talk about what you used before you brought Business by Design on board, and maybe about some of the processes and design characteristics that you had to map to as you implemented Business by Design?
Well, we had the same problems as most small to medium businesses, which is that we had a lot of different systems. They didn't intercommunicate with one another. We didn't have specialists in the different areas, and so in many cases, I or one of the managers had to do the work that would normally be done in a big company by a specialized person. And so as we looked at this and saw the problems that we were having and the inability to port data from one system to another and to have it centrally available, we came to the conclusion that we would never be able to grow that way. I mean, our market is very, very large. There is no limits to the growth possibilities of the company based on the market. All the limits are really internal, and we needed to solve that problem before we could contemplate ramping up to fulfill the opportunities that we have.
So you've chosen SAP Business by Design. Can you talk about how long it took you to implement, and specifically, were there any technology obstacles or hurdles you had to overcome?
Well, we did it at the beginning of the process. In other words, we didn't want to wait until we were 2 or 3 years into the growth pattern. And so at the time that we began the installation, we didn't have a lot of fully developed systems. We had few customers, and so the process was very quick and very simple. Primarily myself and our COO, CFO were the people responsible for setting up the systems. And then after that, it was a matter of showing various people that did specific functions how to access the system and what information they would need to provide.
Gridplex is also a member of the SAP Ecosystem Partner Program, is that right? Can you tell us a little bit about how Gridplex is planning to use the Business by Design platform to build modules for companies to use as a product?
Well, yeah, actually that's one of the big advantages of being an SAP customer, is being part of that SAP by Design ecosystem. What we plan on doing, we have a similar problem that we're trying to solve for customers in the small and medium business community. We're trying to give them a method of assessing and controlling their costs without having any special expertise or special knowledge that relates to the electrical and electronic systems in their buildings. So what we're doing is to integrate our application within the SAP accounting module using the SAP by Design API. And when someone is at the point of actually looking at their energy costs or their moment of pain, so to speak, they can shift over to our application and get information about sustainability, how to conserve, even information about how to obtain systems, and we're also considering the possibility of providing them with electricity as part of a package.
So Larry, we know that small and mid-sized organizations comprise the majority of businesses around the world, and they have very similar needs. You've talked about how a SaaS solution like Business by Design is very appropriate for what you guys do. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, we firmly believe that, based on our own analysis, that SAP by Design is the best solution that we've seen to address the major problems that most small businesses share. We think that SAP by Design is a game changer. At Gridplex, change is our mission. It's in our DNA. So we consider our choice of SAP by Design to be a win-win-win proposition. A win for us, a win for our customers and our partners, and a win for the planet and the environment.
So Larry, Gridplex has built an innovative application on the SAP Business by Design platform. Can you tell us about that?
Well, yeah, what we've done is to design a system that uses SAP as a foundation, but is available cross-platform on virtually any device that a consumer might have. For example, it'll run on an iPad, it'll run on a smartphone, runs on PCs and laptops. Now this is our main portal screen, and it shows you how you're doing in comparison to the goals that you yourself have set. You don't need to know anything about kilowatt hours, utility rates. It simply shows you how you're doing in comparison to your own budget and to your own targets for conservation and sustainability.
It sounds very easy to use.
Well, it is.
So Larry, Gridplex has built an application that was created on the SAP Business by Design platform. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, we're using the SAP by Design platform as a foundation for essentially blending our application, which provides budget control and conservation and sustainability, as part of the overall accounting and energy cost analysis that SAP provides.
Can you give some lessons learned? Do you have any advice for companies like that, either as users of Business by Design internally and or as a platform for creating a product for their customers?
Well, I think from our perspective, the key is not to wait. By the time you've grown to a point that you know you have a problem, it may be too late. There's a lot of issues that can occur in a company where you lose control very quickly. Control of your costs, control of your market, control of your customers. And I think that the purpose of SAP by Design and its real strength is to implement a system at the very beginning that you can grow, and that the system itself doesn't limit you. That the only limit that you have to your growth is your ability to execute within the marketplace.